Hi, and welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Pastor Paul Steele from Bethlehem Church in Austin, Minnesota. Now, The Bottom Line is our weekly summary of the previous Sunday's sermon. And if you've been following along with us, you know we've been in a sermon series looking at a few of the Proverbs. Now, a proverb is a short, memorable statement designed to give guidance to life. In other words, it's there to help give us wisdom. And what we've learned is that God's people are to live with wisdom. We're to live with this godly knowledge for living life well. See, we live in God's world, and the only one that can give us the knowledge to live well in this world is God. He's the creator. So how do we live with wisdom? How do we receive wisdom? Well, Solomon wrote in Proverbs chapter 11, verse 2, "Pride leads to disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom." Solomon says that if we're to receive wisdom, we need to be humble. We need to understand who we are in relationship to God and in relationship to other people. See, humility is the key to receiving wisdom. So our bottom line this week is this: God's people receive wisdom by being humble. So what does that look like? How do we apply that to our life? Well, I think first, we need to acknowledge the foundation of our belief. That our belief comes from those who have gone before us. They've informed our lives. They've taught us. They've been our example. They've shown us how to live. So we've built our life on them, on their example, on their teaching. So we need to acknowledge them and honor them and trust them. But we also have to acknowledge the limits of our knowledge. That we don't know everything, that there are gaps to what we know, that there are just things outside of our experience, of things that we have learned. And so we have to understand that there are limits. And so we need help to give us guidance and how are we to live and how do we navigate life. And that's why we have Scripture. Scripture is there. God's given us Scripture to give us guidance in life, to help us in life to make up for the things that we don't know. God's people receive wisdom by being humble. And our challenge this week is to ask God for a humble heart. Humility is hard to create on our own. It's something that we need to ask God to give to us. So if you want to find out more about what it looks like to live with wisdom, I invite you to join us on Sunday mornings at 10:30 in person next to Ellis Middle School in Austin, Minnesota, or online either on Facebook or here on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. And if you want to know more about Bethlehem, I encourage you to follow us on Facebook. That's the best way to keep up to date with what's happening. And if you need prayer, send me a message. I'd be glad to pray for you. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and God bless.